keeps notes in the margins, little arrows, crossed out plans. Lux leans back in the doorway, laughing like it's all pretend. Abby's pacing by the window, counting cracks along the frame. Lucian's quiet at the table, rolling letters in his name. Every glance feels loaded, every silence speaks. We're all half-finished stories, waiting on the lead. Meaning in the middle of the page, everyone's lines pull her different ways. Lux says run, Abby says stay. Lucian just draws maps in the gray. Meaning in the middle of the page.
All right, guys, Carter, Paris, thank you so much to be here in this podcast, and thank you to share your first memories of your first time acting in a movie. I love it.
Thank you for having us.
So much fun. Yeah, that was great.
So the three of us share an experience that we had filmed a concept for a movie all together. I directed and they acted on it. And we're going to share some thinking with the people just to see, I don't know, how was the first time. First of all, let's do a small introduction of who are you guys. You can say whatever you want.
My name's Carterphilpot. I live out here in Utah, born and raised. I'm a local. I just like to have fun, man. Be outside, do me. Acting was super fun. I feel like came semi-naturally, so yeah, good times.
My name is Paris Bond. I live in Dallas now. Grew up in Kansas, but moved out to Dallas with a couple friends right now doing some work. But I always wanted to be an actor as a kid. Never really got into it, but I always had a great time, you know, playing dress up with my friends, doing little theater plays. So it felt really exciting to be able to actually put that into reality. So excited to be here, but yeah.
I love it. I want to start from here before I forget this question. Do you think, Carter, that because you are a good salesman and you have so much experience of years at the doors, do you think actually that helped?
Yeah, I think definitely. Just because, like, when you're selling someone on the doors, it's kind of like you're acting. Like, whether you have to mirror them and, like, just mirror their personality or whatever, it's like you're always having to change the way you present yourself. And with script memorizing, I feel like that helped a lot. Like, sales is just memorizing a script and saying it with, like, passion. And so I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Did you encounter any moment that you're like, oh yeah, this is, I know, I'm going to do it again, exactly the same. I know how to do this. I did it before.
Yeah, kind of. And especially, like, when I was learning the script, like, when we first got the script and I was first reading it, I was kind of nervous of, like, oh my gosh, I have to memorize all this. I was kind of scared of it. But then after I said it out loud to Paris, like 1 or 2 times practicing, I was like, oh, this is easy. All I have to do is say this 50 times and I've got it dialed in. And then even today, when we're going over it and just, like, doing what's the first cut called where it's not filmed? The walkthrough?
Rehearsal?
Yeah, when we're doing the rehearsal and, like, we say it once, second rehearsal, by the third rehearsal, it's like, it's the same as knocking your third door of the day. It's like, I'm warmed up. I know what I'm doing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's sick.
And then, Paris, there was a moment that you were thinking, oh yeah, I feel it. I'm acting. This is actually acting. I know now what it is.
Oh my gosh, it was the first scene. The drone was over us, and you said action. And I realized, oh, like, it's my time to go right now. I have to act. I'm like, it's my time. That was a crazy moment. But yeah, just throughout the entire process, there was moments I'm like, I'm really acting right now. You know, it would go in and out of being present and being my character, but then it would be like, oh, I'm actually saying a line right now. It was a crazy experience.
Mm-hmm. How do you think you did your first take? Was that good, or I don't even remember? What do you think?
I mean, it was good because I've never done it. I mean, it's a baseline, right? Maybe I'm better than others. Maybe I'm not as good as others. But for me, I think it was good and it was enjoyable. So it's something I would want to do again.
All right, cool. And then for you acting was exactly what you expecting or not?
Not in the slightest.
Not at all.
Before I actually acted, I was like, oh, acting, it looks, I thought it was hard, but I didn't think it was as technical as it is. You have to be so precise. There's so much that's involved with it. You have to be so present. And I wasn't expecting just the inner emotional challenge of it. But I thought it was really rewarding and fun to see, and I respect the industry more because of it.
Yeah, and there are different kind of acting because, for example, if you're acting in a theater,
Yeah.
you have a lot of space, and then so you can go around, but at the same time you need to memorize the entire play, and so you don't have part where you can stop and go back or do another second take. So theater is difficult in that direction.
Right.
But also movies is difficult in the direction of you cannot move. No, you cannot even move your head. No, don't move your eyes. I can read your eyes. Don't move your eyes. So sometimes you're
You have to
so
be perfect.
close and
Yes.
focused that is crazy. And also another difficulty is that not all the time you are filming in sequence in the same sequence of the script and the story. So what happens is you need to be emotionally all over the place to put back the puzzle that will make sense. It's like, oh yeah, now be melancholic level 4, and then now level 5, not go back 1, now you're happy. And so if you don't have your script, then you're not able to do this kind of things. So a lot of different kind of level of acting are actually very, very difficult.
It is difficult, and it forces you to be in control of your emotions, I mean, like you said, you have to be present and tap into something that you're not actually feeling, which was hard for me to do, but very cool to feel.
Was there any surprise for you that you're like, oh, wait a minute, acting wasn't what was expected, is a little bit different?
Yeah, I think honestly, I don't know, are we allowed to talk about like parts of the movie or not?
Yeah, you can.
I think the part where you're telling Paris to like think of something sad that has happened in her life to like tap into what we're trying to portray with the character, that was super interesting for me of just acting, of like, I just thought about myself and I was like, oh, I have to like tap into like previous things that have happened to me or previous experiences to portray that. Like I never really thought about that in acting before, so that was pretty rad for me.
Yeah, and it's not that you are obligated,
Yeah,
but it's one of the
it
techniques
helps a lot
that we
for
use.
sure.
And you can go so deep in that rabbit hole that sometimes even if you try this at home now that you know, and you go in front of a mirror or just in a room and you dim the lights a little bit, and then you're like, I want to try this technique extreme, and you have printed a play or at least one scene or two of a movie that you know, and then you relax and you think about something very sad, and then when you think you're ready, you act that scene. Oh, you will be surprised
It'd be cool.
where you can go.
I want to do it. I want to see if I can make myself cry in like a script in a movie. I think that'd be fun.
That's
You could
crazy.
do it.
Yeah, absolutely. This method is insane, and there are so many of acting, and any different person react in a different method, in a different way. There are people that they can switch on and off. I remember I was lucky to see Kurt Russell, that is a legendary actor, in a set, and he was like telling a joke to a gaffer. Oh yeah, listen to this joke. Da 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 da. I was there, and there were people, and then the first that he say, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and then Tarantino said action, and he was like, oh, this is a joke. I will tell you later. Is there anybody here that can do? And I was like,
That is cool.
what? It's like this,
That's
telling a
impressive.
joke and then action. Okay, I got this. Actually, it was also this was crazy.
That is
That's
sick.
a different level.
Step in the shot, and the movie was the Eightful Eight,
Yeah, that's a
and-
good movie.
and I checked the movie. That take is there.
Mm-hmm.
The take is there. The take that he was telling a joke, to gaffers. And then he said, okay, I'll tell you this joke later. Is anybody here that's know this guy? And that take is there.
That is cool.
Unbelievable.
That's so
I feel like it's like a
impressive.
muscle you have to like kind of work out.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
For some people, it's
Yeah.
so technical and there's so much experience that it's a muscle. And some people, even after many, 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 many years of Hollywood, they need to enter in a parts. There is a very strong story around Hollywood of an actor. I'm not going to say the actor or the movie or anything, but he was entering in the character, and the DP was touching the lights all around, even during the take, turning around. And so the actor was like, "What are you doing, man? I need a lot of concentration to enter in this status to act." And he exploded in a really it's very funny to hear, but actually you can understand that if that is his technique to enter in the character, he need that. And the performance of this actor is insane, so he pays back. So let him do his craft,
Yeah.
So it's crazy. And going on with the questions, because this is your first time, guys, were you more scared about forget the lines or emotionally go all over the place and start to laugh about it? What was the number one scare when you did it?
I feel like at first I was scared I would forget the lines. But then as we started to go, the emotional started to scare me. Like once I really had to be serious and feel it, I was like, oh no, this is legit. This is real, So that was more so scary, I would say.
And it's not that easy.
It's not.
Again, when
because you have to
movies.
feel it, And that was the scary part.
That's the same thing. I didn't really worry about forgetting the lines just because I knew you could just run it back again. And I didn't really worry about like the emotional side of things when I was being sarcastic as a character. But when I had to lock in and be serious, I was way more nervous for that. I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
Yeah, but also it's something that you can rehearse and then try again.
Yeah.
And I think you get better and better and better.
For sure.
And now a question that is coming in my mind: do you think that now, after your first experience acting in front of a camera, do you think that you're gonna watch movies with a different eye?
Oh yeah, definitely. I want to watch a movie tonight just for that reason, to analyze all the characters, like the main characters obviously and the famous people, but even just like the random side characters that are interacted with. I think it'll be so much more fun to watch them acting.
Much fun. And now you can even think just for a moment, because otherwise you pull out too much in a movie, and then you can't taste the movie enough to enjoy the movie. So this is actually something very dangerous. If you work too much, some people cannot enjoy the movies anymore. Thanks God I actually can forget about this and just go inside the magic and everything. But if you analyze now that you know what happened behind the camera and between takes, right? Now you absolutely know exactly what's going on. You know that for do a movie, you need 3 takes and change angle, and 3 takes, 2 takes, 1 take, change another angle, right? Now if you watch a movie, think about that every single cut, it's a different
be
take.
Unreal.
And a different camera.
I didn't know that before. I didn't know that at all.
That's crazy.
And so it just makes me think about the editing too. There's just so much. So yeah, I'm excited to watch a movie and really dig deep on it.
Yeah, and also finally you know why is needed so much time.
Yeah.
Did you were you surprised to see how slow it is to shoot a movie? Even a short like hours, a concept like ours. Did you see how much time does it take?
Yes, hours.
Yeah, no, it was wild.
It's crazy. And did you always feel to pretend to be somebody, or you were able to enter in the character and let you go and say, this is me now and I'm gonna do this? And if you didn't do it for this first time, because of course it's the first time, do you think you would be able to do something like that or not? What do you think?
For sure, yeah. I think it took a little bit. Like in the beginning, it was just like it was fake, or I was just like pretending to be the character, and I feel like it kind of made like my responses and lines kind of rushed, because I was, instead of being like, what would Abby actually say right here, it was just like, okay, the script says this, like she says her part, I respond with what I know the script says. But like halfway through filming at the park, it was kind of like, okay, step into a little bit, like, okay, I'm kind of Abby here. And then instead of just saying what the script is supposed to say, it's like, oh, this is what Abby would actually say, this is how he would feel right here. It was cool. I'd never really felt that was pretty sick.
And I love to that. And a lot of directors don't allow that. A lot of directors, especially for TV sometimes, because there are so many people involved that they can't really change the script, because too many people will ask, why did you change that? Why did you change that? Because there are so many producers, screenwriters, etc. But also some directors are really like meticulous of no, that wasn't the line. The line was exactly that. But I'm not one of those, because I think that if you feel the character in one way, you should go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
is the character that is becoming you, that is speaking to you and say, no, wait, you will say something like this, you know. If the
Mhm.
concept is the same, if the key points of what you're trying to say is cover, that's the best way to say
Oh,
something.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially like at the end of the park scene. I'm not gonna spoil it if it makes it to the clip. But yeah, it was just like at the end of that scene when we were laying there. It's like Abby, the character that I was playing, he would do what's gonna happen here. Like, it's not in the script, I get it, but this is like, I know Abby, he's me, I'm him.
Yeah.
This is what he would go do. So that was cool to see. It was cool that we got to do it.
And in fact, it worked.
Yeah.
I think it really worked.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's really
It
cute.
did.
I really like it. Yeah. Is there any moment for you that in your character is like, oh, actually, I'm similar to this character. Actually,
Yes.
I will do this. What was the
Yes.
feeling?
Oh my gosh. It was when we were laying in the grass. It was Manu. Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay. So when she's talking about her mom and like worried about having limited memories or losing all her memories of her mom, it took me back to my childhood, you know, because I don't have a lot of memories of my mom, which is fine, you know, but I tried to embody that, but it also made it harder
Yeah.
in a way.
And can you imagine to lose them? You know?
Right.
That's
It's-
the price.
Yes.
And then you're like, no. If I lose the memory of my mom, what is the point?
Exactly. So feeling that and then tapping into Manu, I felt close to Manu, but yeah, no, it was awesome.
And did you guys feel something the first time we were recording, and the camera was pointing at you as a gun, as a shotgun or something like that? Did you feel that your body was want to react in somehow, and you control that, or not really?
I felt the butterflies for a second. Like, I felt the butterflies, especially when the drone first flew over. I could feel the little tingle in my stomach. But then as soon as I started speaking, it kind of went away. But it was definitely there.
I felt tense. My whole body felt, I was laying on the ground. My shoulders were tight. But then each take, I loosened up a little bit and I tried to think about it. It was just crazy how my body reacted differently each time. The consistency is the hardest part, you know?
Definitely. Absolutely.
But yeah, it was very tense to start.
And do you think that there was something that in the script, when you read the script, oh, this will be easy, and then, oh, that wasn't exactly what I thought.
Oh my gosh, Spadium Immensum Elusium. That? I didn't even practice that once because I thought I had it first take. I was like, okay, easy. But that whole scene, way harder than I was expecting. Especially the part when I have to talk about my mom, like getting the tone down, you know, the timing, everything. I underestimate the difficulty, but yeah, I was like, oh, I got that spell easily.
Yeah,
Took at
that's
least
fine.
5 tries.
So to explain, there are some formula that the magical spells that are in Latin, and so the funny part is also that we were first practice with another actor that she is 13. And so we were next to each other and we're like, you can do it, come on, you can do it.
And I
we
thought
were
I had it.
surprised. And she told like, come on, you can do it. And we're like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with Sophia that she is
Oh my gosh.
awesome.
Yes.
She's so good, and I'm happy that she did this. And then when it was your turn, you were like, no, wait a minute. It's actually hard.
No, yes.
This is
I
the
was
same
like-
formula that I was like, try to help a little girl to say that, but now I have problems
No,
to say that.
exactly. I was like, what is going on? But no, that was funny. What about you, Carter? Did you feel like, oh, this is hard and you weren't expecting it?
Not to the same. I mean, it was just harder than I would have imagined acting was in the first place, like staying locked in. But I also didn't have to speak Latin, so it wasn't.
That helped.
Yeah.
And then the silent. What about the silent on set? Because you will never think that in a movie a silent is so heavy. It's so like present, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That is almost like there is silent in a movie with people around, with all the effort that we have for filming. What do we do when there is silent? You don't know what to do. Did the silent feel actually kind of strange?
It did, especially because I feel like, so Paris is my girlfriend. I don't think I mentioned that in real life and maybe in the movie, but I feel like usually in silence, like we kind of yap to each other, like we're just gonna talk about something always. but then in the silence of the movie, it was like, I don't think either of us really wanted to talk to each other at all, because we both were like trying to embody what we were going to do next or how we were going to say something next. So that was interesting to me, of just like, even though we're laying next to each other in a park, like we're not really communicating the same, like we're actually trying to lock in. That was kind of different for me. That was cool.
Mm. And also, one question that for me is very important. So, first of all, I choose you because I knew before you, and I asked you, did you ever act? And you say no. And I'm like, I'm sure that Carter can give me something, because I can see the character. I can see that there is some magic going on that the camera will love, right? So the question is, were you ever thinking, "Ah, I should not do this because I'm not good enough. I never did it before. It's my first time, so why should I do it? You know, I don't want to do it because I never did it before and I'm not good enough." What was the thinking to push you to do it?
Yeah, honest answer is no, I didn't really feel that way at all. Like, I never had a thought of like, oh, I'm not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Just because, I don't know, it's a weird self-belief to have in yourself. But the thing that pushed me to do it is like, well, as soon as you asked me, do you want to be in a movie? I feel like if anyone in the world gets asked that question, I don't understand how someone says no. It's like, it's just such cool lore to add on. It's like, that's good dad lore right there. And I can tell my kids I was in a movie. That's sick. So I was just, as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, heck yeah, I'd do it. I'd never say no to that.
What about you, Chris?
I started out that way. I was like, yeah, movie, let's go. But throughout filming today, I had moments where doubt would creep in. It would be like, why are you doing this? You know, you can't actually, you're not good enough to act. But then I would be like, this is my first time. This is exciting. I would be present and I would say, hey, you got this. Just try your best, you know? And so that's what got me through, because at the end of the day, I'm not a professional. I'm just here for fun, and that's what it was.
Yeah, there is a first time for everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And again, if somebody approach you, if you want to do this movie, it's because you have one of the quality that the director need for that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's never random. It's because we see association with the characters, we see the energy. So even that one, it's enough for a director to start with that and then work on it.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time is the first time for everybody. So I think it's crazy to think like Carter said, I'm not good enough, because of course you are. You know,
Mhm.
you've been called to come here, and it's your first time.
Yeah.
And I think you should use that to even experiment all these
For sure.
feelings and new things that you're doing. But there are a lot of people that sometimes I have the same feeling that I had with you, Carter, that I approach and I ask, hey, I have a movie, I have one part, I think you will be perfect for this movie. And I see that they give me so many excuses, and the reason is because they think, you know, it's like, no, I never did that before, so I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I mean, some people like to get super prepared, so sometimes it's also, you know, it's a feeling of, no, when I do something, I like to be super mega prepared. And then it's like, yeah, but if you never did it, not even once, how do you know if you like it, you
Mhm.
enjoy, you can do it? So yeah, it's a big debate.
I kind of feel like too. I feel like a lot of that response of like, oh no, I don't want to do it, is like the fear of embarrassment, kind of. Because like when I think about it, it's like, when I watch it back, I'm definitely going to be embarrassed at parts of myself. I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I said that, or I sound like that, or acted like that. Like, it's gonna be a little bit embarrassing, but I feel like that's also kind of the fun of it. Is like, it's embarrassment. Like, it's not gonna kill you. Worst case scenario, you get a little embarrassed and blush a little bit, but it's like, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, because you're absolutely right. Is a feeling that if you are able to accept that, or work with that, or even have fun to be there,
Mhm.
and be I think it's part of the fun. You're
For sure.
absolutely
Yeah.
right.
Exactly.
And it's impossible that you will not have it, because I guarantee you that you may see yourself silly on doing something, but then for me it's like the best
Mm-hmm.
part. Or for me is a good performance, but for you is not because it's you. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
It's
100%. Yeah.
All right. And then, what do you think? This is for both of you guys. Was the most difficult part today? Was the days too long, or I cannot go back there emotionally, or maybe I cannot just be serious for this scene? I will never remember the lines. What was the most difficult today?
For me, I would say just being consistent. We kind of talked about that earlier, just really feeling it every single time and being the same within every scene. I've never done like that in my entire life, you know? When you're in a conversation, you don't speak the same every single time, you know? So that was hard for me. It was hard for me to just feel serious because I'm not a serious person. Yeah, and then do that over and over.
I don't know about like the hardest thing. Something that I think was surprisingly hard was going from filming to like a 2.5, 3 hour break and then back to filming. That was kind of difficult. I don't know why. Like, I feel like just getting into the character and then coming out of it and then going back into it was a little bit harder than I would have imagined. That's like the only answer I can think of right now.
And was anything that make you uncomfortable that we did? Like, now you need to laugh, now you need to be serious, now you need to say this line that for you is not cool enough or silly. What do you think?
Definitely uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable. The whole thing was uncomfortable. Like, especially the ending scene, that Spati Momentum and Lucium, that scene was really hard for me. It's just like, I've never tapped into that emotion. I'm not, like, I've never casted a spell. And I wish I have. So that was difficult, but again, wouldn't change it. It was cool.
Yeah.
What about you?
Probably being serious or like trying to imagine how my guy would use his facial expressions during certain scenes.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you can't see it right away.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And every time, like every time we redid a scene, I definitely had like a different facial motion or whatever. And I was like, I think the other one was probably better. Like, just little things that you would never usually think about in a conversation I was thinking about. So I think that was kind of difficult. Maybe the most.
was anything that you were actually surprised of yourself and how you react? Like, before acting, I had no idea that this is how I react, that I can do this, I can go in this direction. Was something that you were extremely surprised of what you did?
I was just surprised that I was able to, as things progressed, kind of like accept my character and control that a little bit more. I didn't think that I would be able to have that throughout. You know, I thought it was just going to be one take, go the same. But I just felt like each time we filmed, I was able to kind of let myself flow a little bit more, which was cool to see in myself.
I think I was surprised how much fun I had. Like, I did not think it would be that. I knew it'd be fun, but I thought it was a blast today. Like, it was actually
fun.
really exciting. Like, it's something I would definitely do again. And so I think that was the most surprising thing to me, is just how much I liked it.
Wow, that's good. And now that you have a little experience of making movies, do you think for you, personally for you, will be more difficult to do dramas, comedy, or sci-fi, thrillers? What do you think will be the most difficult for you? And why?
I would say probably thrillers, just because, I don't know, tapping into a scared emotion, and I don't know, that's not easy for me. And it's just such an intense emotion that's hard to fake. I think that would be hard.
Yeah, that's fair. I was going to say dramas, but a horror movie would be really hard. Like, especially if there's... Actually, it might be the hardest, because if there's cameras everywhere and there's, like, a lighting crew and a makeup crew and stuff, I feel like it'd be really hard to fake scared. But dramas would also be really hard, too. Like, staying serious, I don't know if I could do that.
For me, it's funny that when I ask these questions, because sometimes I also teach in some classes, people very rarely say comedies.
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, to do a comedy, so when you are there with the cameras, the crew and everything, and now these jokes need to make people laugh.
That is true.
That's
That's a
very-
lot of pressure.
That's very hard, guys, because you're there and then you deliver the lines and they don't work just for delivery. What do you do?
Oh, that is true.
Can you imagine being on a set and
Yeah.
everybody is looking at you and you have
Oh.
one joke after another one that's supposed to make laugh and nobody in the crew is laughing,
Doesn't
nobody
land.
cares.
That is gnarly. They're expecting you to be funny, you're not.
That's very, very,
Yeah.
I
very,
guess that's true. Yeah.
very, very, very bad. But I agree that even the opposite of being tense and get scared and stay there, it can be difficult as well.
Mm-hmm.
But you will be surprised that when you record scary moments and then the lights, the music and everything, the editing, it helps so much to deliver
Yeah.
a thriller or an horror film. But to deliver a comedy, man, if it's not funny, it's not funny.
Fair.
Yeah.
I think I can do a comedy. We'll have to queue up a comedy.
Yeah, we should
Very
check
fun.
it out.
What about a drama? Is a drama harder than a horror, or how does it compare to comedy? Obviously, it just depends on the person, I would guess. But
Well, first of all, I think there is a point that if you believe your actors, it doesn't really matter. I think the most difficult part is to act in a way that people believe in you and believe in what you are in the movie, in the character that you are. Because you can shoot movies in 75 millimeters, in 8K, with the best crew, best sound, the best action cameras and everything. But if the audience don't believe the actors, they're gonna get bored and they're gonna leave the movie theater. They're gonna start to look, for the lights that are in the movie theater. Oh yeah, I like these seats,
Yeah.
because they're not,
Mm-hmm.
their attention is away because they don't believe it. They don't believe the story. But the opposite. So if you act one part that is so believable, even if it's shot with an iPhone or a bad camera and you have good enough sound to understand the lines at least, you wanna be there to
Mhm.
know what's going on and what happened until the end,
yeah,
because you
that's
believe
true.
to the character. So this is in general, but in different kind of genre like drama, horror, comedy, I think different people have different skills and desire. I think it's also depend by the desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so different for you want to act, or for me in my side direct or watching. I like horror films sometimes, but I never felt a desire to
Yeah.
direct an horror film so
Right.
far, not even a little bit. No, I don't want to direct. But a sci-fi, a drama, comedy, they are very different to each other. And so I like it. I like to move from comedies, dramas, sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
But on horror, I just think that I don't want to do it
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah,
That's fair.
So I think it's also depend by your desire.
that makes a
What
lot of
you-
sense. Yeah.
I
What do
agree.
you desire to do?
I also think a love story, if you didn't like the person you were filming with, I think that would be really difficult too. Like I just think it'd be hard to fake love towards someone that you actually don't really like that much. So I think that'd be kind of difficult too.
Very difficult. Or maybe give intentionally something unique.
Yeah.
So in the movie, when it's edited together, you're like, wow, this is a story of two people that they don't communicate much, but they love each other, and you can feel their uncommunication between the two because the actors actually didn't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so the uncommunication, the non-communication was actually working very well,
Yeah.
It's all depend what you're trying to do
Yeah.
and which kind of mechanism you want to start. Back in the beginning of film, in the 50s, in Italy, directors were trying to go around looking for real faces to put inside a script. So meaning that I need a scene with a guy that does bread. I'm gonna go in Rome, in all these places where they do bread, and choose one face that I really like, and then take him and put it in my movie because I know that he will be a good bread seller, because that's exactly what he does the best.
That's cool.
So that was one technique. But if you don't want this and you want sometimes to be awkward, because a lot of movies are great because they're awkward, they're
Mhm.
strange.
Yeah.
They're like, look at this guy. This guy works at a coffee place, but he feels like he's in a stock market, and maybe in that scene in the movie you need exactly that, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it depends, but what really you want in a movie. Do you think that with the experience that you had today is something that you can do for a living every day? Because for a living will be different. For a living will be, there is no, I want to try something else. You know, if it's your career, think about a career. Do you think there is something that like this that you will be able to do it as a career? What do you think?
Do I think I'll be able to? Probably not. Would I? 100%, yeah. Like, that'd be so sick. I think it'd be so fun. I think, yeah. Do I think it'll happen? No. But it'd be cool.
What about you? Do you think it would be something that
I would
after a little
love to
bit-
do it. I would love to do it because after today, I just wanted to keep filming. I was like, that wasn't right. I know I could do better, you know? And I just enjoyed the whole process of it. I think it would be hard. I think it would be really emotionally draining, but it's something I would absolutely love to do. I would so do it every day.
I'd way rather be on film than just getting screamed at by homeowners. So that'd be chill. Watch
Oh,
myself
yeah?
in the movies.
And I know that there is a challenge to be better and better, but do you think that here a question for you, are there any day when you're working that you're like, oh, you know what, today I don't really feel it, I'm gonna do what I need to do, but with my mind not be there because today I really can't feel it, you know? For example, people that work in an office, they go there and they pretend to work, but they're not really working because that day is really no day. Do you have this when you're working, or because of the work that you do, you cannot do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I used to do like restaurants or manufacturing, especially like most of my old jobs, I could definitely just zone out and like pretend I wasn't there and think about different things all day. Sales, I think it's different, and I think that's what separates me from a lot of salesmen is like, even if I feel miserable and I didn't sleep and whatever's happening, I feel like I'm pretty good at just knowing what I need to do. And I so I think in this job, in sales in general, like you kind of have to be able to push past it.
I feel like for me, so my job now, it's sales, it's in an office, but I used to be a college athlete. So every single day we had to show up and you had to perform no matter what. You couldn't switch your mind off, even if you felt horrible. So I think just being an athlete in college made me force myself to show up even when it felt horrible. So that was able to carry over into my work now. A lot of times I go into the office, I'm like, I don't want to hit the phones right now. I don't want to call anyone, you know? But since I had that previous experience, I tell myself, okay, you can do hard things. Pushing past it is good. And I just kind of make myself, because if you don't, you kind of get stagnant, you know, and you just become stuck in the same thought loops, you know, it's just never a good path. So I don't know, I've been able to work past that, but.
And I'm asking this because do you think will be even possible when you're shooting a movie that you can go on set and zone out? I don't think this is possible.
I don't think so.
No.
Because all the movie will be in very, very big problems. And your delivery is gonna be off, and then the day after you're gonna be in another mood. So that's one of the problematic, that if you make movies and you're acting, you gotta be focused and in the acting every single day that you work.
Legit.
So it's another level. Sometimes you enjoy this, so it's very easy. But what about the emotion that you don't feel 100% they're you, or you're not comfortable in? After all, it's called acting. So you're gonna act a lot of different things. You're not gonna be yourself in every single movie.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of people that accuse a lot of Hollywood actors to be themselves in the movies, and so the characters are always the same. But even if they do that, I need to say that the shade of different things and different aspect of life is gonna be different.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, are you able to acting that you don't like and enjoy, or no? Like, what if you will be forced to do a character that is not you, without integrity, a bully? Do you think it's gonna be fun, or is gonna be actually difficult after today?
Yeah, I think it'd be way fun actually, because like, yeah, it's like if you could like dress up to be something you're not all day and like go play that character and then go home and you're yourself again, I think it'd be really fun. If I could go be a bully in a movie, that would be sick.
You would like to do that,
Yeah,
though.
no,
That's a character you would love.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think the same, but for a different reason. I think it would force me to kind of understand them, you know, which is hard to do. If it's someone I don't like, then I'm like, dang it. But in order to sell it, you have to become them, so I think that would be cool.
And what about a character that is immoral, that go against your moral thinking, or against, if you're a religious person, your religion belief? Do you think you are able to act? It's just acting, but something that morally you don't agree, or ethically you think you will be able?
It depends on the situation, I think. I don't know if I can answer that.
Oh,
I don't
definitely
know.
could. Yeah, for sure. It's like a free hall pass.
What? No, but it's something you care about, you know? Like, something you really value, and it's the other.
No, I could definitely go against it. For sure.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
That's
like,
good.
I feel like
I feel it.
that's part of the fun of acting, is like, even if it's the person you hate the most in the world, like, even if I had to go act as like the most leftist liberal of all time and I had to march down a street with a sign, like, that'd be fun to go act, even though I don't love it, because it's like, cool, I gotta go be something I would never otherwise be. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh, that's cool. What do you have against liberal? Hey,
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm
what
just
I'm
kidding.
saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Yeah, go wear your Trump hat.
I'm not gonna push that button. I'm just kidding. But that is actually absolutely the truth. Is because should not be any of this. Should not be a color. Should not be a belief. Should not be. Is just acting. And thanks God is like that. But again, there are some people that they can, and some people that they cannot. Some people that they like to do this, and some people that they don't like. Also, maybe depending in your career and your life, in which point you are, you may even think about, is the third time in a row that I am the bad guy, statistic, or like serial killer. I'm tired to be represented as a serial killer and go around town and people say, oh, you are that serial killer. Actually, you're good and very convincing. I don't want to do that anymore.
No.
That is kind of interesting to think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I understand if people, will have different reaction depending where they are in life. But to face it in the way, why should I care? It's just acting, and that's the fun of it. I think is a good beginning.
Yeah.
But then it's.
I think it'd be fun.
I think it would be fun too. Yeah, I don't know until it's presented to me, you know?
That's
I don't know
right.
how I react.
Because also, let me give you another scenario. Let's say that today, in a couple of moments, I felt that you had that feeling of, okay, so now I really need to go deep into be serious and be in a way sad. And we touched a little bit how to work on it. But do you think that in a longer period for a feature film, and even going in deeper problematic that could be a suicide or a rape or something like that, if you go deep into an emotion, can damage yourself, and so you can think later, so then it starts to become a little bit dangerous emotional? What do you guys think?
Well, I think that there's been actors that really affects them, you know? Like the Joker, didn't
Heath Ledger.
Yeah. So I think
I
that's
know that
real...
there is out there, but today, for that little that you felt,
Yeah.
do you think it's scary to go even deeper, and it's gonna be for you something to think about it, or you can always check it out?
I would want to check it out and keep going deeper, yes. Because I think I could pull myself out, and if not, I'd find out, you know?
I don't know. I'm trying to think about it now. Like, I could see how, yeah, maybe it would affect you negatively. Like, constantly being in a, like, if you were depressed in a movie, and like if you were constantly having to be depressed as you're acting for 6-7 months, a year, I could see how it would have negative effects on you.
And do you think it's something that, knowing yourself at the end of the movie, you will be able to just, move on, or actually he will be something like a scar that you have that you will?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I think I could brush it off.
Nah.
I think.
What
I
about
hope.
you?
I don't
I think
know.
me too. Just today I learned, like, having the set, eating with them, like, you get to tap back into your life, it's not your life, it's you're in and out. I don't think I would carry it out, you know? So I think it would be brush off the shoulders.
Cool.
I'm a movie star, you know? Like, it would be cool.
And again, in all that we're saying, there is not a right answer and
For
a
sure.
wrong
Yeah.
answer. Because you guys is the first time. So I can invite you here in 40 years that if you guys choose the direction of being actors and you are successful and be super successful, and then will be different answers.
Mhm.
Or I can invite super professional actors here from Hollywood and they will say, oh, I don't know what they were talking about. This is my answer. I know, but that's are your answers with your background and your experience. At this point, this was your first movie. And whatever you say here today is the right answer because it's what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is also very important. The first time is so interesting to me because it's gonna be your first reaction, and it's not a right or wrong reaction.
Mhm.
It's just your reaction. You can change it so much. You can work on it. You can be disinterested because it's not the career you want to do. You can do so many things after, but this first approach is your first personal approach.
Mhm.
You know what I'm trying to say?
100%. Yeah, I think my answers could change tomorrow or like after one more day of filming. But yeah, fresh off of the first day of filming, it definitely, everything feels right, you know?
And do you think that this is also for me very interesting when I talk about this with actors? Let's say that I'm approaching you guys and say I have a movie. This movie it betrayed a character that after the first arc we find out is crazy, is a serial killer or is a pedophile or is something extremely bad. So do you think you will be able to go research? Because to be able to understand emotion and things, you will need to do a deep research about these characters. Do you think you will be able to do it, or you will go for another approach of like coaching or speak with people like director how to do it, how to do emotional? You will be able. My question is, do you think you will be able to research deeply these guys?
Mm-hmm. I definitely think so. I feel like, yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like everyone, maybe not everyone, but at least me is kind of desensitized to a lot of crazy, terrible things in the world. Like, if you go do 5 minutes of research on Epstein, it's like the worst stuff you've ever seen and heard of in your life. And it's just like, you see that on Instagram every single day. And so I feel like if you're researching someone, even if it's a terrible human, in order to better portray who they actually were, I feel like I definitely could.
Will
I feel like I would love to do that. I love psychology. I read psychology books, so I love to understand why people are the way that they are. So if I'm a crazy character, I would love to research what goes into that, you know? And I mean, even pedophiles now, I like watching crime. I like analyzing why they act that way, you know, because there's a before behavior. So I think I would love that. But I also think I would need an acting coach to help me, you know? Like, it goes both ways. I
Yes,
could
yeah.
research it, try to do it myself, but I would need someone to help me work through those things, you know?
And what about exposure? Do you think you will put a limit to yourself, or if the movie is a good movie, meaning that it's gonna give a good message, and he tell the story that is real and realistic, and so does need a scene where you're gonna be naked, totally naked, and even emulate that you're making sex? Do you think you will be able to do it, or you will put a limit to yourself that you know before?
Limit.
Yeah, I'd probably have to do a limit. I feel like it'd be so awkward to be naked in front of, one, in front of the film crew, but two, in front of the world afterwards. Like right now, I'd probably have to put a limit.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, limit.
And do you think that's something that can change, honestly speaking, because you're acting more and more and you feel more comfortable with the camera, with the fact that, oh yeah, this story, it makes sense. They are lovers. They go
For sure.
naked in the beach or something like that. Do you think you can actually accept that one day if you continue to acting? Or
Yeah, for sure. And if someone's like, and you get paid $10 million, then it's like, yeah, okay, all right, I guess I'll get naked for a little bit.
I mean, it's like any of my other answers, you know? It might change, but it might not, you know? But right now, it's like, I would have a limit, but maybe. You never know. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like the longer you were to do it, the more you see it as like becoming a character as well. Like you're actually becoming that character. It's not you actually doing these things. So I'd imagine like the further you go, the more you're willing to do.
I think naked, no. I'm drawing the line at naked. I want to go naked, but maybe like a more intimate scene I would do. You know? I just don't think I would go.
For sure.
Again, there is no right and wrong, guys. You know,
Yeah.
it's just what you feel right now
Yeah.
at this moment. So, could be yes, could be no, could be maybe,
Yeah.
could be I don't know. You know, could be everything.
That's a good question though too. I've never
It
even
is.
thought about that. It's interesting.
And related to all these questions psychologically in that direction, that I'm really curious. Did the character that you did for this short film, right? This video concept, this movie that we did. Is there, if we need to portray that, for example, Abby is very weird and is a nerd and he go in that direction, or Minu that is she lost her mom and go deeply talking about losing your mom, so go to touch a little bit of your personal experience as well. Do you think that this will make you feel more uncomfortable, or after these first days of filming you think that it just need to be done again and again to gain the experience and get used to? What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like just doing it more and more to get the experience, but obviously the uncomfortable feelings are going to be there, you know, but I think I learned today that you can work through those. So
Mm-hmm.
What about you? What do you think?
I think, yeah, I mean, obviously the longer you do it, the easier it gets. But also I think, like, even when we were doing scenes today where I was a little bit uncomfortable, it's like as soon as I might feel really awkward, but as soon as you say action or you're like, sound's rolling, camera's rolling, it's like that discomfort kind of just goes away. And it's like, oh, well, okay. It doesn't matter if I feel weird. Like, I still have to try my best right here. So I'm sure it would get easier, but I feel like it kind of washes away once you're actually acting.
Is there a part that you like more about Abby and a part that you like less, or not really? Is that something?
I think it's pretty dope. I feel like he's a good character for me. Sarcastic, I love that. Kind of a troll, I love that. Like, he was a good character for me.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
And you can actually mold the feature film version very, very easy. I think.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
What about you? Is there something that you like more and less about Nino?
I like how she kind of developed throughout, you know. She became more confident, which was fun. But yeah, I like how she was very emotional, you know. That was cool. I mean, I would like if she was a little bit more, you know, jolly, maybe adding a joke here or there. That's what I would like. But I also liked the other side.
All right, I love it. And so, after all, you think it's an experience that it helped you to understand that you can do this for a living one day, or no? To close this interview, do you think that it's something that you're looking forward to try to develop and find opportunities, or you're still thinking?
I mean, yeah, like, if someone reached out to me, I'd do a movie. But am I gonna go like go to roll calls or rehearsals for movies and like try all the time? Probably not, no. But I definitely could see myself doing it. And maybe it's just a limiting belief of like it probably wouldn't actually be that successful. Like, that's kind of my limiting belief I have. But like if someone brought it up to me, I'd for sure do it.
What about you?
I think now I would. I think if you asked me a year ago today, I would say no. Because starting my new job at the office, you know, I just realized how mundane it is and how a lot of people just don't go with what they feel and want to do. And as a kid, I always wanted to do acting. I always wanted to be a model. I wanted to do all these things, you know. And I think that died over time. And so now I'm coming to the point where I'm realizing I still have that, you know. So if someone asked me to do a movie, yes, get me out of this job. I'd rather get paid for something I enjoy than get paid for something I don't. You know, either way, you get to choose, and I would choose that.
And you're absolutely 100% sure that you will enjoy every single day and there's not going to be a downside or anything, well, at least with the experience that you had today.
I mean, no, like there's definitely gonna be days I don't enjoy, but when isn't there a day you don't enjoy? It's just kind of life. Roll with it.
1000%.
Yeah.
And now, what will be, if you can choose, I know I said that was the last question, I lied.
Ask away.
And what will be, if you can choose the next project? Which genre will be, and which character you would like to be if you can choose the next one?
You could choose.
Okay, let me think on this.
You wanna
I
go
would
first?
want to be someone cool, like someone who's solving a mission, who's doing something to make something better, Maybe like a
detective or something.
detective, yeah, or superhero vibe, or something intense. I would like that.
So a drama again, a thriller, what genre?
I would do a drama. I just think I would want more humor, more intensity, more maybe like solving a problem.
I'd be so down for anything. Like, it's hard to give one answer. I think it'd be fun to be like a stoner in like a comedy movie. I feel like I'd kill that
You would
role. That'd be
crush
easy.
that.
Yeah, like some Pineapple Express vibes. That'd be
That's a
such
good
a
one.
banger. I feel like it'd be fun to like act about someone famous. I think that'd be kind of cool. Or like someone historical. That'd be fun. I would like to try a comedy. Maybe I'm terrible, but I think it'd be fun to try. So I'm down for anything.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much today to, go and put yourself in the game. This is actually really, really cool that you were able to do that. And it's really cool that you are able to talk about it and without any problem and be open to share what was your feeling of the first time that you were acting. So I think that people really enjoyed. And thank you again for this. Now, it's not over because I give a little souvenir for people that are here. And I know that you guys chose this, different for you guys.
Leo
Thank
saves
you.
the world, guys. Don't forget it. Leo saves the world.
I love it.
Going on the trophy rack.
And I'm gonna put the date. What is the date
This
of
is
actually
so
today?
cute.
Do you guys know? And then, so this is like a souvenir that you can put in the
Aw.
whatever you want, and you will remember. Oh, I remember that day that I was Leo podcast talking
Aw.
about
Love it.
my first day
That's so fun.
of acting, and maybe if you like it a lot, it would be your career, or if it was just something that you wanted to test.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leo, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
this experience. It
Oh,
was
you're
so much
welcome.
That was
fun,
really fun.
and I don't know, I just never thought I would have this experience, so I'm grateful for it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But now let's wait for the video to get out, and so people can watch it and people can judge it and say, guys,
Yeah.
you're good on talking, but let's see
They're gonna
what
be
you
like,
guys
you guys
did.
suck. What are you talking about?
Get him off the screen.
Yeah, we will see. But again, thank you so much to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys to be in this conversation.
Thank you
Heck
guys.
yeah. No, I appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
Woohoo! That was great.